Good morning, guys. Some of you asked about the dial I made. Well, I have got a pucker engraving machine, a gravograph. It's very nice, but it's in the loft and it's not easy to get up and down, and I go up there if I've got lots to do. But the odd word or simple design, I've made up this simple little pantograph, and it's only 4 pieces of wood. You'll see loads of them on YouTube where they use Dremel tool or a router or something like this, but most of them are far too complicated. You can get plans and so forth. You don't need damn plans. I keep on telling people you don't need plans. The parallelogram or pantograph itself is just 4 pieces of wood. They can be any type of wood. They can be metal, they can be plastic, you know, whatever you use, what you've got. The only thing you have to watch is that the pivot points from here to here, from here to here, and from here to here, and from here to here are all the same distance, and in my case it's 10 inches, but anything between 8 and 12 gives you something like this. And then you print out on a piece of paper your text or your design or whatever you want. We've got a little stylus here, and that just simply copies whatever we've got on the paper to whatever we're engraving here. And this is a electric die grinder. It's not a Dremel. It's 10 times more powerful than a Dremel, but it's less bulky than a wood router. And what's nice about it, this lifts up by the way, what's nice about it, we've got a proper, can you see it, we've got a proper chuck there that we can put tooling in. And more about the tooling in a minute. But you can see, I mean, you don't have to go to all this flashiness. It's just 4 pieces of wood, okay, and a hinge at that end. Can't be simpler than that, can it? And it means I haven't got to hump the other thing down, which is very heavy and very awkward from the loft, getting it through the hatch. So this is what I used for the last dial I made. It was only a few letters and numbers and bits and pieces. And this is handy if you want to profile out pieces of wood, plastic, whatever. You can do steel as well. Now, gravograph, I mean, they're a very nice tool, and I was presented with this years ago. But overpriced, and the tooling, 2-3 inches of 8 HSS steel cutter, they'll charge you 38 quid for. 38 quid. And then they want to charge you for a little grinding wheel on a motor with a little jig. That they'll charge you 160. Really? You got to be joking. All I use is masonry nails. I knock the bit off the end there. Any hardened pin or nail. Cut the head off and grind the end into a 45-degree point. And then grind away half that point, so end on it looks like a D-bit, and you can relieve the back part of it so it doesn't rub. And how much does one of these cost? I don't know. Whole box 7 quid. That's ridiculous. I shall do mine on a little cutter grinder jig I made up. And if you take your time, and you've got some really nice files, quality files. In fact, it's a better way because you won't draw the temper on the hardened steel. And I just turn them up like so. How many do you want, guys? £1 each? Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Anyway, that's the setup here. So the next clip will go over to me cutter grinder just to speed things up. The only thing with grinding is you've got to be careful you don't draw the taper of these. I mean, an ordinary nail would do for plastic and wood, but if you want to engrave metals or profile metals, then it's important not to draw the taper. Right, over to the grinder. Okay, 5 minutes and I've cut the heads off. Some masonry nails. They're very conveniently put a point on there for me, so all I've got to do is remove half of it. As I say, I'm going to do it in my little cutter grinding jig. So I put it in the little chuck, tighten that up, and this it's moved against the a stop to whatever adjustment I want. I can adjust all these movements, and it's just simply a slider made up for doing tools on the milling machine, but it's ideal for just making these D bits. And I kept saying be careful you don't draw the taper, I mean temper. I must have got the wrong teeth in this morning. The temper, the hardness of the metal. If something's very hard, you overheat it, you let it down, so to speak. Well, okay, so we've got these, we switch that on. And I'm probably going to do this too quick, but I'm only demonstrating. I would normally wait a little bit longer because that's going to get blinking hot, but I'm just trying to demonstrate. I then come up to the stop as I've predetermined. I'll leave it at that. It's not too hot. Ouch, 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 ouch. There we go, lovely. I don't know if my camera can show it. Not very well, does it? That might help. But you can see I've cut half away. So if this is going in a clockwise direction, that's the leading edge. And the other side, we just want to relieve a little bit on the grindstone for clearance. So there's our cutters. They work absolutely perfectly. I actually think they work better than the £38 one you send away for. Can you believe it? Right, moving on. Okay, well I have done posted a video on how I made my little grinding jig there. It really is quite simple. Don't ask me where the link is, but it's in there somewhere. I've done hundreds of videos, I can't keep track. Anyway, this is a double-ended grinder. There's no play in these wheels, none whatsoever. So it's very handy. And this end we have another wheel and a much more sophisticated grinding arrangement for doing multiple bit cutters and so forth. But that's perhaps another issue. But I have shown all these and how I modified them for my own needs. Right,